Well, that visit with Dan, previously recorded, though, we are sticking with this subject, but introducing an idea here that might not have crossed your mind before. New Year's resolutions for pets. Cathy Guinane returns today. She's a pet behavior specialist with the Nebraska Humane Society. It's great to have you as always.
Thank you.
Been joining us for a few years now.
Very much so.
Bringing in pets that are looking for homes, and Hazel is no exception.
Hazel is no exception. Hazel, turn your face around. It's a beautiful face.
Okay, let's start with this. Hazel's a puppy and she's got a mind of her own.
She's about 7 months old, and she is some sort of a Doberman Pinscher mix who was in as a stray. So she's a little worried about where she is. She's excited about it, but she's a little worried too. But she's very sweet. She has greeted everybody. Rode well in the car. Really walks fairly nicely on a leash. And
she is just so much fun, though. I mean, look at that tail going, and she has been that way this whole time. So because of her energy and eventually her size, do you recommend a certain type of home? I mean, I would guess if you have, let's say, a little one who's just learning to walk, Hazel may not be the best companion right now, but what else?
We have her down as no kids under 12.
Oh, under 12.
Yes, because she can, those legs are pretty much all over, and she's very jumpy yet, and she can be kind of mouthy because she's still so young.
Well, she's still biting. It's not that she's not like biting aggressively. She's just playing.
She's playing. But she does get a little wound up. And that way bigger kids would have a better chance with her.
So Hazel, I think, is going to need a little bit of training.
Yes, she will.
At some point in time, and maybe we can talk about classes just generally, not just for her, because I don't want to offend her sensibilities. But if we're talking about, Cathy's got treats in her pocket, so Hazel's, she's interested. These resolutions, the idea of it, some people are going to say, well, that's silly, but why do you recommend it?
Well, the thing is we make them for ourselves, but you know, think about it. How many people have dogs that are overweight or need more exercise even if they're not overweight, or need to improve their lives somehow? And why not do it with your dog? Why not exercise with your dog and learn how to do that correctly and have fun with it? Yeah. It makes it more fun.
Well, that's your point, is when it's fun, it's good for pets and people.
Right.
It's easier to get those lessons to stick if you're enjoying it instead of feeling like it's this drag or it's this burden.
Exactly.
So you said 4 things that I know you wanted to just get us thinking about these, and you bring it to us from the dog and the human point of view on the resolution. So if the dog says, I will eat less and exercise more, what does that mean for the humans in their lives?
Oh, very much the same thing. You know, we need to curb the snacks that we have, take care of that, and maybe not quite have so many snacks, and get out and go walk more.
Oh, table scraps right here at the holidays.
Can be very hard because they're so high calorie lots of times.
Right, so then they're packing on the pounds quickly.
Exactly.
And we're not outside exercising as much because it's going to get cold. Yeah. So the next resolution here, I will beg less. For humans, that means what?
Well,
teaching proper behavior.
There you go. It's up to us to teach them the right way to do things. You know, if we have a dog that keeps pawing at us or is in our lap or in our face, that's our fault. That's not the dog's fault. We haven't taught them what we want.
Or we've rewarded them. In the case of our house, when he did like put his little chin on your knee and you looked down at those brown eyes and you couldn't say no.
There you go.
Then he was rewarded for begging.
Right.
So
exactly.
The next one, I'll introduce myself in more appropriate ways. So this is getting clobbered at the front door. What is the proper way to greet people, and how do you teach dogs that?
They have to start with 4 on the floor. You know, and you kind of have to think about, do you have lots of little children in your life and a great big dog? That maybe the dog should greet little children lying down. Do you have people who are handicapped or older people who are not steady on their feet? How do you want your dog to greet those people? You know, stay back, let them get seated, you know, all those kinds of things. But we have to teach them that, but they have to start with 4 on the floor before they can do anything else, because you can't sit if you're flying through the air.
Right. Physically, it's an impossibility.
It is, totally.
Our 4th resolution here, I will try not to bark quite so much. So we're not cutting it out completely, but we are going to reduce it. And how? Well,
the thing is they're dogs. Dogs bark. They do, but let's work on not barking constantly at things. What can they do instead? You know, thanks for checking out the window for me, but come on back over here and let's go chew a bone, or give them something better to do, as opposed to just saying no.
And yelling doesn't work.
No, they think you're joining in. Yeah, that's not bad. That's bad.
So there are other things you can learn to do, and with each of these resolutions, training can help. Right?
Absolutely.
Do you say specific classes, or do you start with general? A general class could address theoretically any of the 4.
Absolutely. You always want to start with a basic, so you get those basics under your belt. They don't have to be perfected. Then we have fun with Fidos. And with Fun with Fidos, then we'll go from being, you know, the specifics, but we'll help you get them better and, you know, fine tune them a bit more too.
Online, they have the complete schedule of training classes that are available there. You can also register for training online. The brand new and improved NEHumaneSociety.org. It's not just shiny and new and pretty, but it's also more functional, I think.
Yes,
so,
very much so.
An improvement there as well. The Humane Society near 90th and Fort, you're welcome to head over around 11:30 if you'd like to fill out applications early, but adoptions don't open up until noon. We tell you that so that you know in case you'd like to bring Hazel home.
Yeah.
She's a very sweet girl.
She's a very sweet girl.
You've only seen one side of her for
she
most of the visit.
around.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you
Thank
too.
You.